Good evening. Thank you all for being with us. We're so happy to see you here tonight. We have a special presentation on Parkinson's and brain disorders tonight. And Dawn is going to read through the FDA disclaimer, which we have to put up for purposes of, since we're talking about natural substances, we have to put this up to start with. So go ahead and take that away, Dawn.
Yes, and we do want to again say thank you for being here. And we would like to have you like, share, and subscribe. All the information to contact us about different conditions and what really works, which is what we're going to be talking about tonight, can be found in the description below the video. So please check that out and please visit our website, and we would love to hear from you. So the FDA disclaimer says these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Any products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. This presentation is not intended to provide diagnosis, treatment, or medical advice. Product, services, information, and other content provided in this presentation, including information that may be provided in this presentation directly or by linking to a third-party website. Websites are provided for informational purposes only, and we encourage you to please contact your favorite health practitioner for further guidance. So David, we are really excited to hear about what you've got the presentation on Parkinson's. And so we're ready for you to get started.
All right. Glutathione and Parkinson's and brain disorders. Now, you know, there's kind of an increase in neurodegenerative diseases and brain disorders these days. And it all comes kind of back to the same thing. And, you know, the brain is such a complex and marvelous thing. It is the most complex organ in our bodies. It lets us think, reason, see, hear, walk, talk, stuff that no other animal can do. It's very complex. There's a lot of different parts and pieces to it, and it would take just a whole day to go through all the parts and what they do for the brain. But we're not talking about the brain itself. We're talking about what glutathione can do for the brain. And if you go to pubmed.gov, the National Institute of Health keeps all their articles there, and Google or search for glutathione in brain. In the 1940s, the entire decade, there were 2 articles written on glutathione in the brain, 19 more in the 50s, but last year alone, 994 articles for a total of 15,670 articles as of this morning on what glutathione can do with the brain. Now, what is glutathione? You see our little molecule here. This is the master antioxidant. It's a key component in redox physiology, hormone production, energy production, immune function, and cellular proliferation. That is the division of the cells, your cells actually creating new cells. So brain disorders is what we're looking at this morning, and Johns Hopkins lists 15 common brain disorders. You see those over there on the right side of the screen, and those are in addition to traumatic events like traumatic brain injury, stroke, and then just headaches and stuff. And then the Ambrose Knowledge Base listed 20 rare brain disorders. And there's some really crazy stuff. Adrenoleukodystrophy, empty sella syndrome, and I know somebody who has that, prion disease, and this HTLV1 associated myelopathy. There's a whole bunch of really, really bad disorders that involve the brain and the central nervous system. But do they all have something in common other than just the organ that they're associated with? Well, they do. Um, Here's one of our articles we pulled up this morning: glutathione redox imbalance in brain disorders. And they essentially found that all of these brain disorders, autism, schizophrenia, bipolar, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's, among others, have one thing in common, and that's glutathione depletion, because of all the things that glutathione does for your cellular function and for the brain itself. When you run low on this master antioxidant, things start happening that aren't very good. And in this study, they used N-acetylcysteine and found that it indeed does play a part in creating or helping your body create glutathione in the brain. And they noted that it can be used as a biomarker for diagnosis of all of these neurodegenerative and brain disorders. But what is redox? Here's a couple of simple charts. Essentially, redox is where one compound or one element in your body gives electrons to another. And this is what happens during detoxification, and when your antioxidants neutralize a free radical. It's exactly what they're doing. They're taking extra electrons and they're giving it to those free radicals so they don't continue to run around your body and destroy things. We have another article, N-acetylcysteine boost brain and blood glutathione in Gaucher's disease and Parkinson's disease. And this study, again, they used N-acetylcysteine, and we'll touch on that here in a minute. And they found that it is definitely able to alter the amount of glutathione in the peripheral and central nervous systems, and alter the redox capabilities, particularly in patients with these two diseases. And then we have another article, Immunocal, which is the product we're going to be talking about, and preservation of glutathione as a novel neuroprotective strategy for degenerative disorders of the nervous system. And I particularly liked this article because we know Dr. Linsman there, who had a key role in doing this study. And they note oxidative stress and glutathione depletion are both recognized as significant contributors to the pathogenesis of many devastating neurodegenerative diseases. In particular, mitochondrial dysfunction, and that's where a lot of that redox happens, is in the mitochondria in creating energy. And if you don't have enough glutathione, it leads to aberrant production and accumulation of reactive oxygen species, which are some of these free radicals that do so much damage in our body, because they're capable of oxidizing the cellular proteins, the lipids, that is the fat and oil-based tissues in our bodies, and even our DNA. And if they do enough damage, that triggers cell death, which is called apoptosis. And they noted, in addition to other roles it plays in the cell, glutathione is a critical scavenger of these reactive oxygen species, where it neutralizes them before they can do damage. So glutathione depletion exacerbates cell damage due to free radical generation because it's not there to neutralize those substances. And in their strategies to increase and preserve the levels of glutathione, they used immunocal in this study and noted that indeed it does raise the glutathione level in the brain cells, in the neurons themselves. And here's our beautiful little glutathione molecule. It's called a tripeptide, meaning that there are 3 amino acids that make it up. And the one there right in the middle, you see the yellow tip on it, that is where a lot of the magic happens. That is the sulfur compound in cysteine, which is where N-acetylcysteine gets its name. It's a cysteine donor, so it helps your body make glutathione. However, you only get a very small portion, less than 10% of the N-acetylcysteine that you ingest actually makes it to your bloodstream, and even less makes it to your cells where it does the job of creating glutathione. According to a website called examine.com, and they go through all these studies and examine the studies and make sure that everything is scientifically based. They say, although critical for a number of processes, that is glutathione, has limited use as a dietary supplement due to rapid breakdown during oral ingestion. So when you ingest N-acetylcysteine or glutathione, it's rapidly broken down in the digestive system. The metabolite L-cysteine can increase glutathione in the body, but consuming it through glutathione can be really inefficient and costly because you break down so much with the enzymes in your digestive system. So L-cysteine is used in the cell to create glutathione, but there are better ways to get the cysteine to your cells. And here's another study I wanted to point out: biochemical and clinical effects of whey protein supplementation in Parkinson's. This is another study that showed that this whey protein isolate called immunocal increases the glutathione in the brain of the patient. And here's our product, immunocal. And you see right on the front, it says glutathione precursor. So it's not glutathione and it's not cysteine. It's glutathione precursors with bonded cysteine. So there's a shell of proteins and amino acids that protect the cysteine molecules from being digested in your digestive system. So it protects it from your stomach acid and those digestive enzymes so that it gets it to your cells, so your cell can actually use that complete enzyme or a cysteine molecule to create the glutathione. And that is our presentation. We thank you very much for sitting with us for a few minutes.
That was a really, really good presentation. I seem to learn something new every time. We want to let everybody know that you have to be able to order Immunical. You need somebody to help you do that. You need to know someone. And we have a wonderful team that is very eager to help you learn more and to help you walk you through an order. We also want to let you know that these are not overnight magical cures. These are things that take time for the body to repair. And so we want to let you know that we can answer any questions you have on that, how much you should take and walk you through it and be by your side. So I want to make sure that you know that. And we're looking forward to hearing from you. And David, what will we be talking about next week?
Well, those were all very good points, Dawn, and there will be some information in the notes under the video. So please like and subscribe, read the notes, click on the links there, and get back to us. We'll connect you with somebody who can help you. Next week, we're going to be doing, well, one of my favorites, I guess, glutathione and weight loss.
Nice,
And we're
nice.
going to touch up on a couple of other products that go hand in hand with ImmunoCal in aiding that process. I do want to let you know right now that glutathione is not a weight loss product. ImmunoCal is not a weight loss product, but once your body is working normally, then your body will handle things for itself. Again, thank you very much for listening
Uh,
tonight.
I
And
wanted to add another thing. We're also going to be having some testimonials. So please watch for those testimonials coming up also. And again, share this with people that you know. We have a whole list of videos that we've been working on, and we do this every Tuesday night. You're free to join us, and for Zoom information, please contact us.
yes, indeed. And our contact information, again, will be in the information below. Thank you for letting me know about those upcoming interviews, testimonials. And for that, let me thank you again for listening, and check back with us next week for another episode.
Good night.